Hello, it's Sunday, August 20th, 2017, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Hey everybody, I am back, and I've got just a short podcast for you guys this time. I've got some things coming up. It is Sunday morning. This evening, I'm going to start driving out to hopefully go catch a glimpse of the eclipse that's happening tomorrow. I don't have a specific destination as of yet. I'm going to wait till about, mid-afternoon to decide where the weather looks like it'll be best. Unfortunately, it looks like I might have to drive about 10 hours to get to somewhere that has a very decent chance of not having the eclipse obscured by clouds. So yeah, I've got that going on. And then I work like a mad dog Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday I'm off to Michigan to pick up my girls. Mo and Jay are coming for sure, but hopefully Al can make it. She's got to see if she can get some time off work. So yeah, I don't have a lot to say right here. Just want to remind you how you can get a hold of me. Anywhere you can find jamoalki, facebook.com/jamoalki, @jamoalki on Twitter, jamoalki@gmail.com, jamoalki.info. That's JAMOALKI. You can subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and now Stitcher if you're a Stitcher fan. So that's about all I have there. Let's get right into it. So I didn't see Alex this past week. I had an appointment and I canceled it, mostly out of just sheer tiredness. Sleep is still kind of wacky. So the last time I saw Alex was a week and a half ago now. And towards the end of the session, he pulled out my PHQ-9 survey that I do every time before my appointment with him. And this is kind of a really fast scoring system to judge how depressed someone is over the past couple of weeks. And there's always a line in all of these things. Do you have thoughts of hurting yourself, or do you feel things would be better off if you were dead? And I always mark that as a 2 or a 3, which would be, I've experienced that more than half the time in the past 2 weeks, or most of the time in the past 2 weeks. This time I put down a 2 because, I have been feeling better. But to be honest, I probably was close to marking it as a 1 as, 4 weeks ago maybe. And so he pulled that out and he said, "Hey, let's talk about this. What's this about?" And I was kind of taken off guard. I really didn't know what to say. We had been talking for the better part of 45 minutes about other things. And then here he comes, "Tell me about why you think about suicide." And, I gave my standard answer, and the answer a lot of folks probably who think about suicide is that I just don't want to feel this way anymore. And he accepted it. He said, "Yeah, I want to talk about this some more in the future." I was like, "Okay, whatever. Just let me know so I can not... give me a little heads up maybe." And of course, since he asked me that, I've been thinking about it pretty regularly since that appointment, whatever it was, 10, 11 days ago. And, wondering why I have these thoughts. And so I've gotten a few emails the past couple of weeks from folks who do have the same kind of, off and on suicidal ideations. And they tell me that, almost to a person, it's always, "Well, I just have, they're just fleeting thoughts. I don't have a plan," nothing like that. And I accept that because, that's the same answer that I give when people ask me, "Why do you have these thoughts?" And it's always just, I don't know. They're in and out. It's not like I have a plan to go out and buy some rope or, jump in front of a bus or anything like that. But they're just there. And, more so than just maybe 3 or 4 times a day, I have a thought like that. And, but more than that, anytime, and I've said this before, pretty much any time now when I see on a TV show or in a movie or even hear about someone dying, I oftentimes feel jealous of that. And I think, wow, okay, they don't have to feel bad anymore. They are, as they say, at peace. And I don't, non-existence, I guess, isn't the same as peace. I get that. But, it sure seems like a better option sometimes than going on. And so then I started thinking about, why do I have these thoughts, even though I seem to be improved in my mood and in my energy, and I'm doing more. Heck, I'm back at work. I'm, putting out this show. I'm, almost done with the book, folks. And I was doing some walking yesterday, and I was thinking about a talk I had with my new friend, Al. Al, I hope it's okay I use your name. But he has a podcast that he's ramping up, and he's doing a lot of interviews. And I asked him, hey, if you're willing, I'd love to be on your show, a blog, and I will put some links out to it. And he's really, really active in spreading the word and trying to help people and help to end stigma. And I thought, wow, if I can be a part of this, that would be great. And of course, within that hour and a half, we got to, how much I don't like myself, just how much I beat myself up or down, depending on how you phrase it, and it was interesting hearing him talk or, respond to me saying those things. And, to me, it's who I am. And not to say that that's all I can ever be, but that's just who I am right now. I don't like me. I don't have specific reasons why I don't like me. I don't have specific instances of things that I have done where I can say, yep, look at that, I'm a bad person. No good person would do that. For me, it's just, forever how many years I've been doing this, probably since grade school, the more I think about it. But through all those years, I've just, started out probably as just self-deprecation, started off as, if I was shy or with this avoidant personality disorder, if it was, started out as, hey, better for the whole than for just me, right? Better would help others, do things for others, and don't be selfish. And I'm at a point now where I don't appreciate anything that I do. I devalue it. I don't like talking about it. I don't like other people talking about things I've done because of who I am and how I see myself. I don't want to hear anything about something being good. Al said when we were talking, he said, hey, hope you're working on this, good buddy, and not good buddy, but we're working on it, good, buddy. And, hopefully you can get some tools to stop doing that. And he said that, he's listened to the show a few times, and he was very complimentary and said that he thought I had a lot to offer and that I'm a nice guy, right? And I've heard this over and over again. And to me, I don't see it. I don't see, if someone tells me that I did a good thing or that I am a good person or that I help other people out, I never see it as in the same scope and scale as they're talking about it. I kind of live by the motto, if you can, you do. And folks, I apologize if I'm repeating myself from other shows. This is just what's on my mind right now. But you can, you do. Back when I was in Michigan working at Home Depot, and there was a guy who was walking to work every day for like 4 miles, or maybe not even that much, 2-3 miles, we'll say. And it was kind of an in-between season, so like heading into to winter or coming out of winter. So it was slushy and cold. I remember him coming in one day just covered in snow. And, just in passing once, I said, geez, I wish I had at least a bike, but I don't have a bike. And, I checked the schedule, found out when he was working next, and I brought my bike into him and gave him my bicycle so he could not be in the weather quite as much. And, folks were saying, wow, that's great. I can't believe you do that. And he was very appreciative, and I was really happy to have helped him out. But I didn't hold any value in that. I simply was able to do something to help someone out greater than what not having the bicycle anymore would do to me. So it just seemed like it was math, right? Plus 4 for him, minus 1 for me. So that's a net +3, right? And my kids, I never, ever, ever feel like I'm good enough for what they deserve, for what any children should get from their father, much less my children. Every time I hear someone say, oh, you're a good dad, I just blow them off like, yeah, okay. If I'm so good, why are they 800 miles, 700 miles away from me? If I'm a good dad, how come I can't hold a conversation with them any better than I do with a stranger? So there's no other way to say it. I just don't like myself. I'm not willing to go to the stretch that I hate myself. But I don't like myself. I don't feel like I deserve good things. And another kind of angle that we talked about, Al and I, was that, hey, have you really thought about this kind of being your own best friend? Treat yourself the way you would treat other people. And I've realized that as of right now, I don't have a tool for that. I don't treat myself very good. I don't know how to allow myself to err, right? To err as human. But, anytime I make a mistake, no matter how small or how big, I am terribly frustrated about it. I am terribly mad at myself. I'm embarrassed for other people to find out. And it could be anything. It could be, forgetting to put away the socks after I did the laundry, right? It's not a big deal. If Nora were to do it, it's like, oh, no problem, sweetie, I got it. But if I do it, it's almost like a capital crime. And so, there's never an opportunity that I take to actually feel good about myself. And this kind of gets into, I think, a little bit of my struggles with making decisions on what to do, because they're all sucky, right? They're if I thought of it, it's not the right thing to do. There's something else better to be doing at that time. If Nora says, hey, sweetheart, what about this? Then I'm right on board, right? But if I'm trying to decide, hey, what should I make for dinner for the kids? Well, I can't think of anything that's going to be good enough for them. So I'm this guy walking around not liking myself one bit, and suicidal thoughts pop in my head. But why? Why do they pop in my head? And, I don't, it's not to say that I'm depressed, so I'm suicidal, right? It doesn't work like that. It's not like depression creates thoughts in my head to say, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself. It's kind of the outlook that spins onto me from my other illnesses, from just a distorted way of thinking about myself. And some days it just is so overbearing. Anywhere I go, there I am. And I can't get away from this person that I don't like, this person that I don't respect, this person who I don't want to be around. And, if you have a friend who becomes that, if you have a coworker who is that, what do? You move on, right? You end that relationship with that person. But how do you do that if the person you don't like is you? You work on, CBT kind of things, work on battling those negative self-thoughts, self-talk. But I don't have that tool yet. I know there's a path, and I know that there are ways to retrain my mind to at least say, you're average, maybe, with some really hard work and maybe a little luck, you can get to, hey, you know what, I'm a pretty good guy. But I don't have those tools to start that right now, because I don't. I made bagels last night for the first time. Woohoo! I made bagels. And I used the wrong kind of flour, so they messed up a little bit. But that's a thing. That's something that I tried and I did, and I learned from it, and I'm going to try again. And that should be something that's celebrated, right? Not like fanfare and ticker tape parade, stuff like that, but celebrated in that, wow, hey, you did this. You mixed that dough, you kneaded the dough, you boiled, you let it rise, and then beat it down, and then let it rise some more, and then boiled it and baked it. And that's a thing. That's an accomplishment at the very least. But all I think about is, boy, they look funny and they taste funny, because, dummy, you didn't think to get the bread flour when you were at the store, and what you thought was bread flour was wheat flour, and that makes things really dry. So I don't know. It's funny. I'm kind of addicted to going on to the Libsyn webpage. Libsyn's where I host the show, and I can see how many downloads have occurred. I'm up over 1,000 downloads, over 1,100 downloads so far this month, which is great, which is my highest month so far. And I'm kind of addicted to going in there, even every half hour, to say, okay, what's happened? Has anything been downloaded? And I imagine I should take some comfort and take some pride in knowing that I'm still doing this show, that I'm up over 50 podcasts and still doing it. But in my mind, it's still a lousy podcast. It's not. I'm so grateful and thankful to everybody who downloads and listens and sends me comments, but I don't get it, and I don't. And I just don't get any satisfaction out of doing this show. I mean, I must feel something because I keep doing it, and it's entirely possible that I do it as an obligation now that I have some dedicated listeners. So, I must get something from it, but I don't consciously, I'm not aware of it. And consciously, I find myself not being able to get anything out of doing this show. So, yeah, I'm not sure. So let's recap and sum up. I have suicidal thoughts more than half the days. It's probably more than that, if I'm honest. If I include accidental deaths, like, hey, would getting run over be terrible? Well, I don't know, maybe. Then probably every day an idea pops into my head that ends with me no longer being alive. I'm trying to find out reasons why I do that, and I think some of it may be that I just don't like myself, and I'm tired of pretending to be a healthy person when I'm out and about or just interacting. I don't know. jamoalki@gmail.com. Go ahead, download me at Stitcher if you like, iTunes. It's been a while since I asked you guys to give me a rating or a review. That would be wonderful, so folks can find me if you think that they would benefit from the show, because that's what it's about. We want to get people listening to other folks who have similar experiences to them, so they don't feel so alone. So share me, rate me, review me, please. It'll probably be a little bit before I get another show out, unless I can convince the girls to do one with me while they're here. So everybody be safe and be well. Thanks.